Hey Stampers, Gator again. Ooh, I've been making another little 3D project. I don't know if you'd put it on a craft fair, but look at this cute little trinket box. It's the first one I've ever made. I have made a few boobs. This is too high. I did see the lovely Sam Clayton make something very similar, but hers was really big and she used 12 by 12. And I'm not really into big boxes, but look at the sparkle on top of there. That's that shimmer spray we've got. This they're called Shimmer's Paints from Stampin' Up. And you get a big ball bit. There's not a lot in there, but believe it or not, 3 little drops inside this. Give it a good shake. Add some rubbing alcohol and look what it does to your project. Look at that shimmer all over the top of that box. I decided to add this about 20 seconds ago. And that is dry. But isn't that a cute box? It's lush. Love it. So what I did with this, I used hair tape. When I did the next one, and I did it too tall, I did it the 1.5 inches and an extra inch, and I didn't need to. I needed to do 1.5 inches and 1/4. So I'll be doing that 1 3/4. I love this. I love these. I'm going to get some more spray bottles and makeup because we've got it in copper, the frosted white, the silver, champagne mist, and Vegas gold. Oh, can you imagine them inside the shaker? That's frost white. Can you imagine them sprayed on your projects? Absolutely beautiful. Why am I holding? Look at that shimmer. It's even all over my hands, look, because you can tell I've just held it to spray it. So it went everywhere. But what a cute box. So, I've done a bit of scoring. I've done a bit of cutting. But I'm going to score them again in front of you all. I'll tell you your pieces first. This is the lid. And that's 6.5 by 6.5. My base then is 10.5 by 5.5. This is for the piece that goes round inside. I think I might have to chop this down like I'm saying. So I want this 1 3/4 by 7 1/8. So yeah, I need to chop this down to, I got 2 written down. I'm just going to take that down to 1 3/4 by 7 1/8. That way it will stick up above my box, just that little 1/4 inch, and it just helps to keep it shut. So I've done that before on boxes, yay, a few times. Then we've got, whoops, where are they gone? Then you've got this little hinge. This is 2 3/8 by 2 3/8, and I score this at 7/8, and that is just to hold this panel in at the back so it doesn't fall off. But everything's reinforced as well. So this is my reinforced small trinket gift box. I do reinforce my boxes quite a lot because I think it just adds to the sturdiness of things. I would say I cased this little bit off the gorgeous Sam Clayton because I just saw her make, like I say, her box was way too big for me. So I went away and devised all my own measurements. I'm using this corner rounder. You've got to have it bob on, otherwise it doesn't do it properly. And it's the old Project Life one. Look, see, unless you get it in perfectly straight. There you go, look at all that. I enjoy this. It's handy, it's just something to hand. So I'm going to take off the corners just so it sits a bit more flush. So that's the only thing I've cased off the gorgeous Sam Clayton, who is absolutely amazeballs at everything she does. Bless her little soul. I think she's lovely. I added spots on this one. Oh, I'm going to have the stripes on this box. And the DSP, you will need 4 of these at 2 3/8. That's if they've got all the pattern running the right way. Look at that. I've got 2 on the up and 2 on the slant. Oh, I do dots on the side and spots on the top. Trust me. I was originally going to do the spots, but I like the stripes on the top this time. So it's going to have spots and stripes. 2 3/8 by 2 3/8 and 2 3/8 by 1 3/8. You need 4 of those and 1 of those. Oh, I can't pick them up. Yeah, some things calls for tear and tape, something calls for wet glue. So I'll show you where wet glue is going to be best, and I'll show you where tear and tape is going to be best. So this is a 6.5 by 6.5, and you're going to score it at 1 and 2, and then 4.5 and 5.5, or just keep spinning it on all 4 sides at 1 and 2. I do the same again, 1, 2, 4.5, and 5.5. That way you've only got to do it, spin it one time and then do it again. So do that one. This little one where we just rounded the corners, I've put this in and I've scored it at 2 and 3/8, and I've gone along another 2 and 3/8 and scored at 4 and 3/4. That leaves us 2 and 3/8 on that side. So they just, because my box is 2.5 by 2.5 by 1.5 inches deep, I just want you to have, you don't want it too squashy inside. Right, now for the long piece of card, which is 10.5 by 5.5, you're going to score at 2.5 inch intervals. 2.5, 5, 7.5 and 10. Turn it to its side, score at 1.5 and 3. So this is the base of our box, this is the side, and this is the reinforced bit that's going to go on the inside to thicken it. There we go. You could always add another square, 2 and 3/8 by 2 and 3/8, if you want to reinforce the bottom. That's entirely up to you. I don't think it needs it. So we'll make the base up first so we can do all the fiddly bits, and then the lid just is so straightforward. Right, I need a pair of scissors. So I'm going to angle this just to cut. I'm going to remove the score line. Don't leave it on. Remove it. Oops, I need to cut a little bit deeper there. I don't want to start pulling at things because I find it frays my project, and you can just give it a little nick and then angle that on up to the corner, and you're going to remove that score line as well. See, for the sake of a little nick, if I'd have pulled that, I might have got a fluffy bit of card there. So let's reimburse our score lines now before we cut anything else. So just fold everything over, follow the lines. I love little trinket boxes. They're ideal for putting jewellery in for Christmas presents. I think I've done that the wrong way round, I think. Yeah, probably. So it doesn't matter. There we go. One more. I mean, this really isn't my size box. It's just one I come up with the measurements for the size I wanted. So just cut up and then cut up the other side. Just remove the score line so everything closes lovely, and then fold this down and nick that piece off. Whoops, it's a bit fiddly, but trust me, it's worth it. Oops. I have to do that again. Look at that, yeah. It's gone from this side. Tiny little bit there. So again, just cut up the score lines and remove them. So it's like a slither you're taking off. Tiny little slither. I was pulling on them before and it left fluffy bits on the side of my other box. I don't like that. See, I'll show you what you mean. If you pull them, look, see, you've got a bit stuck in there. I don't like that. And I didn't come far enough down on this side, so just bend that back. It's worth taking the time if you want a really good finish. That was just hanging on by a thread. So we've removed the score line. See that one? It's still looking dodgy, so little scissors out. If a job's worth doing, it's worth doing well, they say. Oops. Go my eyesight when I do close-up work. There we go. That looks a hell of a lot neater now. And this side, don't have to fuss so much with that one. We can just trim up these sides. In the centre of the score line this time. Mr. Boyce is getting a bit loud. Oh, I got a terrible cough. So up the centre of the score line here. Perfect. Let's get rid of our bits. And yeah, we're going to fold this over now. And this is where I'm going to add tear and tape. Because I like it strong. Oh, talking strong. Oh, it's me coffee. Oh, it's just starting to get lukewarm. You watch it be freezing by the time I come to just swig the rest. So I hope you've been enjoying the week of craft fire ideas, because I've enjoyed it, or just 3D projects. I guess I lose a bit of mojo sometimes and can't think of a card to make. So I go on to something better instead. Oh, I've done that now. La. Don't glue that down yet. I shouldn't have taken that off already. Let me just put it back on. I'm prematurely talking and doing as my head is thinking. Do you get the drift? So I'm going to flip this over. And I'm going to leave this one blank. And I'm just going to add tear and tape to these flaps. Because these, whoops, oh, but I mean, it's strong, this tape is. Once it's down, it doesn't want to come off, so just be careful. Oh, I think it's stuck to my fingers, see. If I do it with my finger, I end up tearing the card underneath. So this way, I just lift it. I've had fluffy bits and you never get a straight line again. You ever done that, girls? Oh, I know I have. All the time. And you know me anyway, I don't buy 12 by 12 cardstock. I don't see why I should. And don't need to put any on the last one. So now I'm going to flip this back. And I'm going to add tear and tape here. And I'm only putting 2 pieces on each one on this one, top and bottom, because these are going on the inside to reinforce the sides of your box. And we could have made a standard box, square, 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 a bit like the lid, reinforce the sides because of doing the inch that way, but I like an all-in-one box as well sometimes. Done a few of these in my time. So these are going to get, whoops. It's this one. Oh, I've just sussed it out. It's alright, my brain is having a conversation with itself whilst I'm talking and concentrating on this project. So I've added my tear and tape. Right, now what we need to do is take these off. If you want to fast forward this bit, you're more than welcome. And lay them over. And because you've removed the score line, I'll show you now. They've sat in there and they're not going to impose on your folds. So you're just going to do it to 3 at the minute, these first 3. And reinforcing those little score lines while I'm there. Perfect. This one we're going to add to the box now, and then that one is going to cover up that tab inside as well. So now we can remove this. And we're just going to fetch this over, lay it flat, and that should line up perfectly. Perfect. There is. So now you can, if you look inside, you can see that flap. So this piece we're going to tuck inside now, and it's going to reinforce the inside of that. And you won't be able to see anything either. We're hiding everything. So I'll pop that inside. Just use your bone folder. I didn't tuck in that corner very well for some reason. Why is that? I know. That's perfect. That's better. So lines are straight. Pull this one back, 'cause this one is going to go down last. And then just remove your tear and tape now. Sorry. I get so carried away with myself. I've got a big massive monitor in front of me showing me exactly what I'm doing, what you can see. And I'm concentrating on what I'm doing. Instead of keeping it into shot. But I thought this would be great with a beautiful, nice... I buy my mum jewellery at Christmas. And last year I bought her, because she's got arthritis like me, I bought a magnetic bracelet and did a box like this for her. And she was over the moon with it. Absolutely loved it. The bracelet and the box. Because my mum's a card crafter as well. But her and my auntie run a... She lives a long way away from me. She runs a craft class up in Crewe, where she lives. And her and my auntie do it between them. And they love it. Absolutely love it. So, one flap in. Nice and straight. Then we're going to pull over another flap. Edge to edge, keeping that nice and straight. If you want to, oops, don't push it out, but we can get that to stick. And then push this one over. This is the one, because we don't want to hide anything on this one, because we want our box to be square. And then pull this one over. And there's the base of your box. It's really strong. And then just go in with your bone folder and squat. And there's the base. Now you could add a piece of foam in there if you're going to put a nice bracelet, or even foam to put a ring and earrings in there. Oh, absolutely beautiful. I know most jewellery comes with boxes, but not all jewellery does. I know my sister's bought some elegant pieces from Argos, but they come in little plastic bags. They don't give you gift bags. So, and it's still real good gold and silver and white gold. I love white gold. Oh, my wedding rings are all white gold. I will not wear anything else. Rose gold does not suit me. Right, we're going to burnish our score lines now, making sure we're doing it the right way. On our lid. I think I may have done one of these before, actually. In your head is not thinking that. I know I've done boxes like this a few times, but this size is just so cute. I think Sam's box was 3 inches by 3 inches by 3 inches deep, and it was no offence to Sam, I think she had 3 inches deep, and then the lid was like about 1.5 inches or 2 inches deep. Right, they're all scored. Now we need to be removing. Again, cut up your score line. And this one. In fact, cut out the score line on this one. And cut out your score line here. Which side haven't got? There we go, I haven't got that side enough. Don't go pulling now. Oh, there we go. And then just the tiniest little slither off this side. Because they're getting tucked inside here. You don't want to, so remove the score line. And then just gently take a slither off there as well. And we don't really need to do it on that side because we've just removed the score line there. But we're going to do the same on this side. I think the scissors are a bit too bulky. I'm going to angle that slightly now. Just a little nick. Oh, I did that last night on a prototype and I snipped it right off. But I still managed to make my box. I just got the piece I snipped off, trimmed it down and glued it there and there. But don't do what I just done. Or do what I did. So remove that score line. Little slither off there as well. And then flip it all over and do it all again. Yeah, if you do accidentally cut your flaps off by mistake when you're reinforcing these boxes, don't cry or anything because there is a way to doing it. So the square you've cut off that you didn't mean to cut off, you can still adhere to that one and to that one. I know I was like, oh my gosh, I just cut it off. But anybody else would, normally I would have thrown it in the bin and started again. And then I thought, well, I've cut off the piece that I'm gluing in. So I best off just glue it in. And I did. Oh, I'm going to have to get my little scissors on there. Because that is going to bug me otherwise. It's right on that flap, so I'm going to fold that over. That's better. Oh, yeah, there we go. That came off nearly. We won't see that anyway. It's going to tuck inside, but oh, Gainer, he's so meticulous. So I'm cutting off the score line and cutting this one off as well. Can you all see? Cutting that one off and I'm trimming, just mitering slightly. I've mitered that side and that side. I've mitered there and there. I'm going to miter this side as well. Just a fraction. And this one as well. I know I've missed a flap over the other side. Don't worry ladies, I'll go back to it. There it is. And now I'm going to nick into there. And into there. Let me get rid of these bits. Yay! Right, tear tape now. I'm going to add that to the inside of these flaps. Just going along the edge at the back. Trying to get a straight line is the best thing. If you haven't got no grip in your hand like me at the minute, my hand is awful. It's just not wanting to grip anything. Look at the size of my knuckle. Swelling up terrible. And this one. Look how cute that little... See what I mean? I pulled then instead of using this. and then flip and add on your little tabs here as well. So I'm just, because they're getting hidden, I'm just putting one little strand on each one. You could add top and bottom, but I think there's plenty there. It's going to get hidden. We're reinforcing the sides, so, and there's plenty of tape on there. No need to waste tape if you don't need to. So give them a good squash so the glue sticks to the back. And these as well. Oops. Stay on the top, Gainer. I'm going to put these away for a sec. I keep going to grab things and catch my hand. So, coffee time it is. So you need to remove all these little flaps. And we're going to turn these over now, and we're going to fold them over and bring our edges. Oops. Really close to the edge like that. And on this side. Perfect. I want to make sure that goes on there perfectly. Perfect. And this last one. Perfect little right angles. So there we go, and you can see when we tuck those in now, nothing is catching on the sides. So just do one at a time. Missed my bowl. I'm going to tuck that in with my fingers. Then I'm going to reinforce with my bone folder. I think we did a box like this last week, wasn't it? Or the week before, I can't remember. Did a reinforced sides. I've done that a few times now. I just enjoyed the closure that I saw Sam do. That's for the inner box, so it stayed, because we've done a box before and I just couldn't get it to stay shut properly. But this one stays shut lovely. Look how sharp and crisp those lines. Beautiful. I decorated my yellow box before I did all this last night, but I think it doesn't matter which way you do that. And when we use wet glue on there, look at that now, that's pretty. And that's going to sit on there perfectly, exactly the same size. Isn't that beautiful? So now we're going to do the inner pieces. And this is where I'm going to use wet glue. Now this is a bit of a tricky one. This is the 2 3/8 by 2 3/8, and I've scored at 7/8. Because it's going to go, you're going to find the front of your box. So these flappies, they're going to go at the back or the sides. So I'm going to pick, that's going to be my front. So at the back, I'm going to glue this in there. And then we're going to glue this in there. So I'm going to do the bottom bit first and then wet glue for the back. So I can do this with tape on this side, I'm using wet glue for the lid. So that's going in there, that's going in there. Yeah, and use the back of this. I like to sit, when I get boxes anyway, I like to sit and deconstruct them, to see how they go together. My sunglasses came in a box. Big white box. Oof. Don't think that looks very attractive when you're giving that as a present. So I deconstructed that box and thought, you know what, it uses up 12 by 12 paper. Or in fact it uses more than that, because I needed it to cut it at 13 and a half, and I was like, oh no. Gainer, I'll figure it out. I used to love maths in school, so it doesn't take long to work out your measurements. So this is your hinge piece now. Whoops. She says throwing it on herself. So pick the best sides. This is showing and that's showing. So I'm going to have this as my back. So I'm going to pop this in. I'm going to lay it into the corners. And then I'm going to lift it up. That one is the easy one. I'm going to make sure that fold is right on that score line there. So, and that with being at 2 3/8, it was like 1/8 of an inch shorter, went in beautiful. But then now we've got to adhere this into there as well. So this is where your wet glue comes in, and I'm going to use Tombow, I think, because you've still got wiggle space, but it dries really quick. And you could have used tape as well as Tombow. That would again give you a little bit of wiggle space. So that's the back of my box. That's, oh no, that's the side right there. And find the best looking side. That's the side. This is going to be the front, so yeah, this is the back. So what I do, I pop that right next door to that fold and tuck that over. That way it's perfect. And you've got wiggle space, so if you need to pull it out quickly, like I think I do, so that's it, push it up, look at that, put your box in, take that all the way to the edge, open it up, pop your finger in, and because we've already got glue on there and it's starting to go tacky, that has caught that straight away. So I'm just manipulating that till it totally dries off. And because we're right on the edge, gently manipulate now. You don't want your box to open too wide, but perfect upright position. So you want it to open like this. Isn't that cute? Oh my gosh, that's turned out fabulous. But your box won't shut. It's perfectly lined up. And that's where this little flap comes in handy now. So, burnish your score lines. And again, we're going to glue this in as well. But first, I'm going to check that it's perfect. Look at that. It's got a perfect ridge. And it fits perfectly inside. So when we do then close our box, and the reason I think that it's going to fit on there perfectly, something's not lining up right. It just might be me the way I've twisted things. I think that once that in, you could even lift that slightly higher, just to give you a bit more of a ridge. But you don't want it big like this one. You don't want a huge one like this one. I use tear and tape and the wrong size card. And this is just a prototype for me, but it looks so sweet. It will still close. Look at that. I love that glitter on there. It's beautiful. So this has got the tiniest little flap. I think I'm going to raise that slightly. I want about 1/4 of an inch showing. Yeah, so I'm going to get my wet glue again. I'm going to use tear tape as well, but wet glue gives you wiggle space. So I've got 1/4 of an inch sticking out, so I want to raise it a fraction. So my 1/4 of an inch is there. So I'll add my tape just below it. That's perfect. And another line at the bottom, but we will add glue as well. Perfect. wash this all down. Remove your backings. Do any of you go on Do Crafts and have a look at the cards for inspiration in there? I've just been onto that and I've added about 40 odd projects you've already seen. But I had a few ladies make a few comments saying lovely projects. Thank you. Welcome to the gallery, they said. There's lots of inspiration in there if you do other crafts. They do knitting, crocheting, anything that Do Crafts sell. You can go in there and you can add your own little gallery. It's great. You've got to have 20 images or more, so I think I put about 43 in. So I'm just going to bend. I'm going to close one-ish, if you know what I mean, so I can get that corners in, and I can push that in the corner, push that in the corner. Ah, I've got the perfect ridge there now. Not too high, not too low, and perfect. That is lovely. That is gorgeous. Love it. A bit of glue there. Oops, I'm careful with your rubber gainer. There we go, that's better. Oh my gosh. Love it. I'm going to decorate that now. That is perfect. Looks a bit wonky on one side. Or is it me just squashing them in too tight? It's clapping. Sorry. Right, now to decorate. And I can pick them up. Oh, there it goes. And I'm going to use my Cosmic Shimmer Glue. She says, if we can get the top off. Let's clear out that nib. There we go. Beautiful. So I'm going to have the stripes on the top. And this is 2.5 by 2.5, the box, and I've cut this at 2 3/8 by 2 3/8. And I want my stripes to go that way. So this is the side of the box. This is the front. So when we're looking on, we've got those side-on stripes. Careful with that now, Gainer. You end up pulling it off. It's just so, oh my word. I really do want the stripes on this. Let me just, oh, I don't want, oh, they're the wrong way there. Look, let's just grab the paper. I want the stripes that way, so come on, let's cut some. Don't be lazy, Gainer, come on. Right. So I want them 2 3/8 by 1 3/8, and I can have my stripy box then. Why didn't I just check that? Because I was going to do the spots like I'm saying. I had not checked, but then decided I want my, I can save them bit to go with my other bits, and I can do another box maybe. So I'm going to get my stripes all the way around now. Yay! Yes, I'm going to go over the Wilco's because they sell little spray bottles over there, and they're about 50p each. And they're slightly bigger than the spritzer bottles, which is good because I can make a bigger solution up and make it last even longer. Got my lovely stripes. don't think anyone would go to a lot of, mind you, I think somebody would, little trinket gift boxes at craft fairs. And if you've got time, if you've got a few weeks before you're doing your craft fair, to do a few of these, oh. And if you put some like sponge or some shreddy in the bottom and jeweled them up, oh, they'd be beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I know you're not going to see the back of the box, well you are, but when you're viewing it from the front you don't see the back. If you wanted to add thinner strips there you could, but I think I like the contrast between DSP cardstock and DSP. That is absolutely lovely. I've been put on gently. So I've got my stripes on the top. I've got my stripes all the way around. I'm loving the colour block in the centre. Making sure it's all squished down. Oops. I'm heavy-handed, that's what it is. Yeah, I've got no strength. How'd you work that one out? So I'm just going to pop that lid on. I'm going to grab some scrap Whisper White. I've got my daisy punch here. This is thick Whisper White. Oh. I'm going to punch out 2 of the daisies. If I can. Oh, that was stiff. It's hard. Hard card. Oops. And I think I'm going to have to... Oh, there we go. Oh, you can't go wrong with this punch. I love it. So, I'm going to just manipulate those down, and then these ones are going to go up. So they're going to get crisscrossed like that. Lovely. Grab 2 dimensionals, because I want a dimensional off the top of my box as well. One for the back of the flower. Oh, that's even pulled the backing paper off, look. From there. Look at it, it's come off. It's just left me with paper. So which one? That one's down, this one's up, so that's going on the back of there. That is absolutely gorgeous, love that. So I'm going to lift these up a bit more. Oh my gosh, I might just grab, I tell you what came yesterday as well. I got my blending tool. Sorry about the sound. Off Craft Stash. They finally come back in. You get the blending tool and 4 pads or 5, and then you can buy the refills, and there's 50, so I'm going to keep these and have one for every colour in my in my ink collection. So I'm going to grab some lovely lipstick, a scratch piece of paper, oh, I can get out a drawer. And I'm just going to do the tips of these flowers, if I can get it to work, that is. I've never used an ink blending tool before. I've used sponge daubers, and I assume that they're the same. So I'm going to pick up some colour. I suppose they take a bit of time, but I'm just going to add some colour to the tips. And on this one, I'm gonna cone that put it around the outside and just spin it in my hand. Because this one's going underneath. I know, covered in ink. I like that actually. And then I'm going to lay that on top. So, oh, that is so pretty. Isn't that lovely? Love it. Oh, I'm covered in ink. It doesn't matter. I will save that now in a little tub with that colour on. And I know that it makes sure these boxes click into place. It's better. So I'll set that to one side. And I'll label that up. Mucky pup. And then I'm going to use... I used the gold on here because the box is lemon. So I'm going to use silver on here. I'm just going to pop that in the centre there. Oh, this is just beautiful. And I want my scratch paper back because I'm going to go and do a bit of spritzing. Spritz my lovely flower. This is just lovely. Look how it does to your paper. Look at that. And that'll dry in no time. Oh my word, I love it, love it, love it, love it. Oh, I love that. Peel the back off. And get my box. Look at that, it's even left a shine all over my grid paper. You see that? It's beautiful. So, front of the box. I'm just going to place that right in the centre. Oh my gosh, there it is. I'm going to do it. I've got to do it. I've got to do it. I love it. The thought of this. That shimmer. I'm just going to open the lid and spray around the side. So I know it's going to go everywhere. Oof. So I'm going to put my hand out in the way. Because it does wash off and it's only alcohol. Why not glam it up? And at the back as well. I'm just going to put my hand over to protect. And there it is. I got a glossy hand. Ooh, look at that. It dries in no time. I added a little tiny bit of hairspray. So this now is glammed up all round with the shimmer spray on all four sides. Look at that, absolutely gorgeous. And on top of my flower as well. Oh my word, I love this. Look at that shimmer on there. Oh, beautiful on the sides. And I tried not to get any on. I didn't get virtually anything on my stripes. So we got stripes, we got glitter, we got stripes, and we got flowers. So there is box 1. This is wonky box 2. I love them. I hope you give them a go. They're really easy to make. And they do stay shut. And a nice little tag off there now. Once you've popped whatever you're putting inside to whomever you're sending it to, that would look absolutely perfect. So with the glitz, without the glitz, with the glitz. Right, love you and leave you now, but I would really appreciate if you would subscribe to my channel. That would be amazing. I do projects every day, so if you want to see what I make tomorrow, press the little bell as well, and you'll be notified of when I upload that video. And I would also love a thumbs up and a share if you enjoyed. Just that's thank you for watching, and thank you for spending your beautiful time with me. Thanks again. See you soon. Bye.